Hello everyone, I am Erika of BEADIngschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly beading workshop to make sure that every beader all around the world has company. Before we would start, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. You can watch today's video live from the Beading School Facebook page and also from the Beading School Facebook club. And afterwards, I will also upload it to our YouTube channel so you can watch the recording. I see Ariana and she says that she can see me and hear me. I see Irina, I see Ellie, I see Cheryl, and everyone says that they can hear me and see me, so I am super happy about that. And Katarina is here too. Good afternoon or good morning to everyone, depending on the time of the day in your part of the world. Today we are going to work on the CASSIOPEIA earrings, designed by my friend Zuzi. And we will need a bunch of seed beads and fire polished beads and bicones, but I will tell you everything about the details in a little while. That's what do you need. I'm really happy to spend time with you again. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, I did not feel well and we couldn't meet for coffee time with Erika. I was actually a little bit sick and still getting out of it. So thank you so much for your patience also with the videos, but also for your enthusiasm in the Advent Calendar group and in the Beading School Club too. So, while we are getting ready, then I would like to point out that you can download the PDF tutorial that makes it easier for you to follow today's broadcast, today's little workshop from NoOneHasToBeadAlone.com. There is a PDF waiting for you. I need more coffee. And you can save it to your computer, you can open it on another device, you can print it. It's up to you. No One Has to Bead Alone is here for you, so you can join every week, no matter where you are, no matter what are your current beading skills, because we always work on motifs that are pretty easy to make, yet if you are a more advanced beader, then they also leave you plenty of opportunity to play with if you would like to personalize the design and you feel confident with making it bigger, with joining more stuff. So it's up to you. I see in the meanwhile also Joanna, Angelica, Gemma, Elena, Malka, Elizabeth, Marianne, Teresa, and Kinga joining. So, while you are downloading the PDF from NoOneHasToBeadAlone.com, then let's look into it. That what do we need for today's earrings? Let's see the material list. I have to be, by the way, super careful when showing you something more from my beading room than strictly what is around me, because it's full of like work in progress projects and components and surprises that you ladies are not supposed to see yet. So I hope that I managed to hide everything. And let's focus now on the material list. So you will need a bunch of GEMDUOs. You will need, well, the magic number here is 6, so most of the time the beads are multiples of 6, depending on if you would like to make a pendant or if you would like to make a pair of earrings. So from the GEMDUOs, for one motif you will need 6 pieces, for a pair of earrings 12. Same goes for the 3 and the 4mm BICONE beads, and also for the 3mm fire polished beads. You need double amount for one motif from the MIYUKI slender bugle beads. Please note that these are not the twist beads, but MIYUKI slender bugle beads. They are 6mm long and just a bit more than 1mm wide. There are MIYUKI slender and also normal, like old school bugle beads available, but the ones that I use and what I prefer are thinner. So when you make the designs with the slender bugles, then I have a feeling that everything looks more elegant with the slender bugles. But if you don't have them yet, then you can use the ordinary bugle beads, which are of the same 6mm length too. And besides those bigger beads, you will also need a bunch of round 15 and round 11 MIYUKI seed beads, and also cylinder beads in the size 11. And all these can come, of course, from your Beading School Academy box, the Lucia slide that we are working with at the moment. But also, if you have them already in your stash, then for no one has to bead alone. We always try to select beads that most of the beaders have in their basic stash, so you don't need many preparations, but you can just jump in and keep each other company. In the meanwhile, also Marta joined, and Bex, and thank you, Cheryl, for beading with us. And Bernadette is here, and Sherry, and Natalie. Angelica is deciding on which bicones to use. I went for super shiny 2AB ones. And Claire is here. And Cheryl says, I agree on the slender. Never knew they existed. Hope you get more colors. And we already ordered them, so they are on their way. I was not friendly particularly with the ordinary bugle beads because they are also very often sharp, so they cut the thread, but the slender ones, in my experience, are not so sharp as the classic ones. Kathy is here also. Kathy is watching. Yeah, Angelica says that the slender bugles are completely wiped from the shop, but on the way again, so hopefully they can come very soon. And Liv is here, and Elena is here. So, ladies, let's get started. Do you have any questions about the material that we need for today? Of course, if you want to make earrings, then you will need some earring hooks. If you want to make a necklace, then you will need to come up with a veil with a strand or rope around your neck. So it's up to you. And Constance is here too. Welcome. So let's start beading. And after Angelica's fun fact that the bugles are wiped from the shop, then I would like to share with you another fun fact. This will also be my first time beading CASSIOPEIA. Even if one of my friends helped me, with designs for No One Has to Bead Alone. Susie and Veronica often do, but also some friends, other friends, designers. Then I always bead everything in advance to make sure that I give you the best practice and I know what I'm doing. However, since I spent a big part of this week trying to get better, then unfortunately I did not have time or energy to bead it in advance. So we are going to do this together. But I trust Susie's skills and Susie's tutorial, so together we will make it happen. And Gemma is asking if these earrings will stay flat or will they need something at the back. According to Susie's pictures, they should be flat, but it also really depends on the type of thread that you are using and also on your thread tension. But let's make it work. And Sangeeta joined us also. So I will switch now to my second camera, and please let me know afterwards if you can still hear me and see my hands well, because when I switch, then I'm always a bit like, oh my god, will everything still work fine? So please let me know. Thank you. So I am back with my hand camera. And I already prepared my Tulip size 11 beading needle and my FIRELINE. And do you also see this circle out of hearts in the corner? What I see in the Ukrainian colors, so that's wonderful. However, I don't want it to be there and disturb your beading. Unfortunately, it seems to be a new feature of the broadcasting program that I'm using, and I don't simply see that. Where can I switch it off? So, do you also see that? Yeah, you see that. And I don't see any options to make it disappear. I'm sorry, ladies, but today we will have to battle through with this. But afterwards, I will ask the support that what's happening? I support Fight for Freedom without this, but we need a clear bead mat. So I would like to ask for your patience today. So let's start beading. First of all, we will start working with our 3mm fire polished beads. We will need 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will be joining them into a circle. In situations like this, I like to bead through all of the beads one more time to give them bigger stability, and then I bead through the very first one for a third time too. Yeah, it is, as Natalie says, it is distracting. I'm so sorry about it. Clicking around some more, but I can't find where should it be switched off. So I have my little circle, and by the way, I'm using the powdery pastel gray color that came in my box, just if anyone who doesn't have the box is wondering. So I have my little circle, and in step 2, I will be adding some size 15 seed beads in between the 3mm fire polished ones. So I'm exiting the first fire polished bead. I pick up a size 15 seed bead and I bead through the next. And this is how I bead all around the motif, all together adding 6 pieces, as now the magic number, the number of repetitions or number of groups of beads, number of beads in one circle is 6. In the meanwhile, ladies, I'm curious, are you still using Lucius light colors? We are just halfway of the team and many more tutorials are still coming. So are you still working? Are you working with the Lucius light colors? So it's different shades of red and gray and black and gold and silver? Or do you have something else on your bead mat today? I'm adding now my last 6th round 15, and then I continue until I am exiting the second round 15 that I have added in this step. And Ariana says that she is still working with the Lucia colors. She says, I just love them. I see you embracing them, and that's wonderful to see. And Bex says, I'm using blue crystal today, but the rest of the beads and from the box. I'm curious, Bex. Dark blue or light blue? So this is what I have after step 2, exiting around 15. And I can continue with step 3. Still adding some more round 15s, but also a bunch of GEMDUOs. My GEMDUOs come in the same color as the fire polished beads, so it's still the powdery pastel gray. I will be adding groups of 2 round 15s, then a GEMDUO, and 2 more round 15s in between the round 15s added in the same step. So this is how it looks like. And I will continue all around. Elena is using colors from her box. Sherry says, I love the colors in the box. And we are just still getting ready for the holiday season. So I'm super happy to see that you are embracing the festive colors that I have selected for your box this time. Angelica says, I'm doing it in white, gold, and bronze since my love for luck has eaten up all the bugles and red bicones. Luck was one of the patterns that we already beaded, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. And indeed, we saw Angelica embracing it. When Bex is with dark blue with Montana. Montana was a color that we used during last year's holiday season many times. Picking up and adding my 3rd group of round 15s and GEMDUOs. And Katja is here, and Leah also. And Leah says, I'm using Golden Crystal AB, White Gold Splash GEMDUO for a friend. We'll use box colors also later. Leah, that sounds wonderful. That will be super nice for the holidays. And Katja, what kind of colors do you have? Did you already have time to prepare? I'm always taking a quick look at the second holes of the beads to make sure that they are not clogged. It can happen every once in a while with 2-hole beads, so it's a surprise that we should avoid. I'm either like quickly sticking my needle through the second hole or turning my beads sideways to see if the holes are nice and open. Katja coming home from work, so now she will be selecting her beads. And I'm now adding the 6th final combination. And indeed, I just managed to find a bead that does not have a hole at all. So I will right away put it aside and try another one. So sometimes the holes are like non-existing, as you can see. Sometimes they are just like smaller, but also it can happen that there is a shard of glass that you can push out with your needle. And if I discover it later when the bead is already in place, then yeah, sometimes I risk it and I push out the glass and continue using the beads when it would be too much work to replace it. However, when I am just picking it up and I find a bead that is that does not have 100% clean holes, then I put it aside right away, because even if I remove the tiny shards of glass, it can stay a little bit sharp, so I don't want to have that. And Bernadette says, in the meanwhile, I am using silver, pastel pink, and pale lilac. So pale lilac, color of the year 22. We should say goodbye to it soon. Oh, and Marta, thank you. I wanted to have something not so screaming as the red ones before, but still like in theme. And Martina is here too. Wonderful. So, and I finished this step by beading through a round 15 that I have added in the previous step. And let's see what's going to happen in step 4. Okay, so in step 4, I am beading all around the motif. However, I am skipping the beads which are in between the fire polished ones. So there is a slight modification of the thread path, and I am beading only through the beads that I picked up in step 3. And ladies, there is something very, very important that I have to tell you. So I will tell you still what we are beading, because I don't want to risk it that at the end you switch off too fast and you don't hear me saying that. So you might know that with every team of the Beading School Academy, towards the end, we have a super nice evening with a professional storyteller who entertains us with tales and stories and legends and myths coming from that same source of inspiration that we are working with during that team. And she's a super good storyteller. I just broke a bit, so I'm going to replace it. So she has such a big repertoire of stories that usually her stories are not only on topic, but she's also like bringing us stories that feature gems and jewels. And tomorrow is the day when 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐒 is visiting us again. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European time. So it means that it's 2 hours later than or no one has to be the alone time and coffee time with Erika time. And I would like to invite everyone who is in the Beading School Club to participate this time. The holidays are coming. Usually this is an event for the Beading School Academy students only, turquoise and fuchsia level. But this time I would like to extend a big loving invite to everyone who is in the club, no matter if you are a student of the academy or not. And I hope that we can celebrate and come together for a little nice, warm time tomorrow and listen together to 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐒's stories. So what's going to happen is that we will post the Zoom link approximately an hour before we start to the group, but it's also available through the Beading School Academy as always, and it's going to happen through Zoom. And it's the type of event when maybe you remember it from stories of your grandparents, that in the past, when there was no television and no mobile phones, no internet, then they would come together, work on something, and in the meanwhile someone would be telling a story. So you can bring your bead mat and listen to 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐒's magical event. You can bead, but you can invite also your family to participate and to listen to the stories. So I hope that this can become a nice, warm, festive start of the holiday season for everyone. And I finished step 4. All I need to do now is to bead through the GEMDUO plus 1 round 15 seed bead to get in position for step 5. I hope you can still hear me, because I don't see any more comments coming in. Can you come to the storytelling evening tomorrow? I hope you can. In the meanwhile, let's look into what's happening in step 5. So in step 5, I am exiting the first seed bead after a GEMDUO. Now I pick up around 11 seed bead, and then there goes a 4mm BICONE, a 3mm BICONE, and then a DELICA bead. So I have a combination of around 11 by 4mm BICONE, 3mm BICONE, and a MIYUKI DELICA. I let them down on my thread, and then I bead back through the 3mm BICONE, the 4mm BICONE, and the round 11, and then I bead through a round 15, a GEMDUO, and another round 15. In step 6, I'm doing the same all around the motif, but I will put back step 5 so you see exactly the thread paths. So I arrange my beads so the DELICA sits nicely on top of the BICONE. They really like how Susie came up with this to build the arms of this star. And okay, Katie says she can hear me. Okay, Vex likes the idea of storytelling. Faye says, I have just switched from the club page, just wondering if you are seeing the comments from there. I'm not sure now that you are asking. Let's see, I will check the club. And no, I don't see the comments from there for some reason. That's super weird, because usually I see everything. So it seems that the little logo with the Ukrainian hearts is not the only change that my broadcasting program introduced since we did not meet. So I'm sorry, ladies, but if you are writing from the club, then I don't see your comments. I'm so sorry about that. You can navigate to the Beading School Facebook page, and then you will be able to see the same video, and I will be able to see your comments. Wow. It was always all right until now. I'm sorry about the complications. And Vivi is checking in from Peru. That's fantastic, Vivi. I think you are the first beader from Peru who joined us. Wonderful. Que bien. And Cray is here from California. And Sarah says, I think you were ignoring me. Oh my god, never. I was actually wondering that today there are not so many of us. What's happening? If everything is well. But I think that there is just something going on with the technical stuff. So now I see you, Sarah. You switched to the page, right? Marta says, I'm not able to view from the club. I always have to view your live videos through the Beading School by Erika. Usually they are alright also from the club. But yeah, something is happening this week. So how is it going with you so far, ladies? Please note that if you are in the club, then I don't see your comments, and please come to the page so we can talk to each other. I'm on the third arm of my star. And Corinne, now I see you. And Teresa, I see you. Yes, welcome, ladies. Oh, I'm so happy that you are here. Yeah, so as we always say, that tech stuff is great until it's working well, and then it's not. And Kristen is here, and Harmony is sending love from Arkansas. Indeed, thank you so much, Faye, for noticing this. And Susie is here. Susie, our designer of the day, who designed this beauty for us. Susie, were you here at the beginning when I shared that actually I didn't have time and energy since I was sick and everything? I didn't have time to bead this in advance, so this is my first go at your Cassiopeia, but I trust your illustrations and designing skills so much that I am not afraid at all. And oh wow, Angelica has snow. She says it's like a fairy tale now. Must be beautiful, Angelica. And Cindy is here. Cindy loves the Lucia box. I'm so happy about it, Cindy. And Eleanor is here. And Eleanor says, I changed the Bicons to Light Sapphire AB and Light Sapphire Opal AB 2 times. Eleanor, you make me excited about it very, very, very much. Light Sapphire Opal with the 2 times AB effect. I think that is one of the most beautiful beads like ever made. I'm sorry. And indeed, as Katerina says, that I think about this as a star, and Susie actually named her designs for Lucius Light after stars and constellations. However, this can also be a wonderful little snowflake. Depending on the colors that you use, it can be a sparkle, it can be a star, it can be a snowflake. And then, as we learned with Rowena last week during coffee time with Erika, when we were beading together the wee snowflake that she brought for you, that snowflakes don't have arms, but they have dendrites. We were talking about like the arms of the snowflakes that we were beading, and then like, okay, but then in between the arms are the armpits, and that doesn't sound right for a snowflake, but yeah. Not exactly the correct terminology. Cray also likes it as a star. And Alicia is here, and Alicia got her box, finally. And Susan is here, and she says, I love the Lucia box and all the beautiful designs. Susan, and I love your interpretations. And Gunnar, I see you. Oh, and Susie even has a little fun fact for us. She says, Cassiopeia is a constellation in the shape similar to W on the sky. You can't miss it. Oh, good to know. And Vivi agrees about the color. Oh my god, Vivi, I love your necklace. It looks beautiful. Wow. And Cheryl says, I was just thinking these might be great earrings to go with the Mary pendant in colors you are doing. And Cheryl, actually, I think one of the great things about beading from a box is that you work on different designs, but all the colors go perfectly together. So even if you have a different motif for an earring, a different motif for a bracelet, a different motif for a brooch, then thanks to the similar style and thanks to the same colors, everything can be worn together, and you can combine them as you wish, as you need at the moment. So that's just one added value what you have with the collections. And Susie says the bugles reminded me of the W shape. I totally see that in it, Susie. Such a good catch. I love how you chose the title. And Kata, I missed you. We haven't met for a little while. I know that you are so busy, and then my illness and everything. So good to see you too. And Kata says, snow in Stockholm as well. Woke up this morning to white landscape. Wow, must be beautiful. Oh, Corinne's box is still traveling. I'm so sorry about that. I think these days, even if like the shipping worked so well during the past year, but I think now for the holidays, unfortunately, it's a little bit shakier, let's say. Everything got where it's supposed to go so far, but I think maybe some packages are traveling with reindeers and sledges instead of FedEx, and the ship and post office, and the reindeers might be a bit slower. And we are on step 7 now, and we are adding the bugle beads. And let's go for it. So first we need to get in position. So I am beading through the seed beads. Like there is this little V created from the size 15 seed beads in between the GEMDUOs. And then I bead through the inside hole of the GEMDUO that I used before already. And then I bead through the outside hole of the GEMDUO. I basically turn to the opposite direction by beading through the open hole. So this is my position to start adding beads in this step. And Ula says, I think I'm in the right place finally. I see you, Ula. And Kata says, FedEx is red listed for me. I want to avoid them. Just had issues with them for 10 months now. Normal post trucks. Wow, I'm so sorry that it works. It didn't work well for you, Kata. Like, I think it really depends on the local guys and the distribution center. I got a package today with FedEx, and it was here in about 24 hours. I was super lucky. And you know, ladies, how busy the team is these days. And thank you so much for keeping them busy with all your orders during the Advent season. We really appreciate each and every one, and we really put a lot of love and care into putting them together. So after you were joking that the treasury team is like little elves, then I have nothing to do with this. I just saw the picture this morning that they actually turned themselves literally into a reindeer and a bunch of elves and everything. And yeah, but I wanted to say that I got a package from them today, and there were several super beautiful things inside. And one of them I would like to show you next Tuesday during coffee time with Erika. And let's just say that it will raise the festive spirit a little bit further, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. And Faye has a very good idea. If you didn't want a thread showing on the GEMDUO, could you go up the BICONE tower? And indeed, that is a very good idea, Faye. You can totally go up through the BICONEs in this case. Sherry also likes that idea. Angelica says this is a thread eater. And Wendy's waiting for a Canada Post delivery today. Fingers crossed for you, Wendy. Let us know in the club, okay? Oh, Corinne also has lousy experience with FedEx lately. I'm sorry. Oh, and Sarah is back after a bit of beading hiatus. I hope you are healthy, and I hope that you took a nice rest after finishing your magnificent battle piece. Several of our beaders, Ula also, participated in the Battle of the Beadsmiths, and you made some beautiful, beautiful jewels, ladies. You can be so proud of yourselves. In the meanwhile, to get going with the motif, I pick up a slender bugle, and basically I will add slender bugle beads in between the outside holes of the GEMDUOs and the BICONE beads sitting, sorry, not the BICONE beads, the MIYUKI DELICA beads sitting on top of the BICONE towers, as Faye called it. And Joanna is here. And Eva is here. Eva is already finished with her first earring. She says so pretty already. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood that already in this state it's pretty. Indeed, and I love this finishing phase when I am pulling it together with the bugles and I'm really creating this star. And I love also how it is and how Susie finished it with the bezeled NACRE cabochons attached to one point of the star and then finishing it with the earring studs. Also, I think that it's absolutely possible to add a little bit more bling to the center of the motif. So actually I am thinking about the possibility of adding either a smaller sized cabochon or a 6mm Preciosa Suwan rhinestones. What do you think about it, ladies? And Susie, do I have your approval? And Jay says the colors are very nice. I'm happy you like them, Jay. If you don't have the box, then I mentioned the exact colors when we started to bead. So if you watch again the recording, then you will find the exact colors during the video. By the way, the bicones I did not say. Those are light cyan 2x AB and cyan AB. And Natalie says, yes, more bling. And Ariana says, first motif finished too, and it's perfectly flat and sturdy. I have Susie's approval to bling it up. And Cyril says, yes, the Suwan, please. And Jay, if you have any more questions, just let us know either in the club or let me know now during the broadcast. And Joyce, you have, I think, all the colors already. And let's see what's happening in step 8. Okay, step 8 is finished. And step 9, I will be adding some more seed beads. So I will repeat the thread pass with a little modification. I feel that I need to be careful with the bugles now, so I don't chip them. And I will be adding groups of 3 round 15s over the MIYUKI Delicas. And I'm thinking, should I continue with silver or should I switch to the gold and Duracoat galvanized gold ones? Depends on the color of the rhinestone that I'm putting in the middle, right? Let's see, what do I have here? I have here some light rose in gold colored setting. That might not be a bad idea. How do you like it, ladies? Or I have here, oh, lots of blues. I don't want blues now. I will need to stock up on my Suwon rhinestones. I think the stash of the treasury is in danger. I will be heading there. And Cheryl says, gold please, looks great with Siam AB. Okay, then let's try this gold look. And actually most of my Suwons come in gold settings. There are also silver setting ones in the bead shop, but yeah, I like the gold settings more, so I have in my own personal stash more of those. And then I think it's nice if the gold colors come back also on the edges. And Eve says yellow. Yellow would also look pretty nice, I think. I have here light amethyst, and I have here white opal. Kata's suggestion is crystal AB or Labrador. The Labrador I don't have, unfortunately, but here is crystal AB, and I think that's red magma or cyan. So I have 4 different ones that can be used. 5, actually. Okay. Too many choices, too many choices. And Natalie says, turquoise to pick up some of the AB coating. Oh, that would be wonderful, but I don't have turquoise neither. I know it's unbelievable, but I don't have it now. And I think, yeah, the turquoise was not available at all from this size. We had for a while the 4mm ones, but unfortunately, we can't get more of those anymore. So I'm adding trios, groups of 3, round 15 seed beads. Sorry, I moved my hand from the camera. Round 15 seed beads over the delicas. So I always bead through bugle, GEMDUO bugle, and I pick up 3 pieces of round 15s, skip the delica, and then bead again through bugle and GEMDUO and bugle. And oh, Cheryl, it's my pleasure to show it anytime. And Katerina says, I would use a smaller pearl in the middle because I love the fire polish and I don't want to cover them. That's actually also a good idea. We can also add simple round pearl. Okay, I accidentally picked up 4. A simple round pearl in the middle, or you can bezel a cabochon and attach it to the middle. Maybe you would need a smaller cabochon for that, but in the future I might have a solution. Keep an open eye. And Bernadette is asking, what is the name of this size 15? You mean the gold one, dear Bernadette? It's one of my favorites. It's Duracoat galvanized gold from MIYUKI. And it's number 4202. When you go for the galvanized, then always go for the Duracoat. Make sure to select the Duracoat. So this one has also a non-Duracoat version. Don't work with it. Or like I have pretty bad experience with non-Duracoat metallics. Kristen is asking, is that an Advent hint? I know I'm a terrible teaser, but I can't tell you more. I just would like to invite you for Tuesday and some sparkle and a cup of coffee and some more wintry, sparkly mood. So I hope you can join me next Tuesday for a coffee time with Erika. It's always, or like most of the times, it's Tuesday, the same time as today. So 5 p.m. Central European time. And I'm finishing now the circle, and I'm adding the groups of 3 round 15s. So this is how it looks like at the moment, and Susie, it's super beautiful. And Eve says, Advent has made me, has me bead crazy. I think many of us share that with you, including me when I'm preparing the things for you. Susan says, I wish I could blame it on Advent, but I'm always bead crazy. So I hope that you like the deals that were coming so far. And until now, we were focusing mostly on items, on beads and components that you need mostly in your basic stash. And in the second half, might be the extras coming. So let's see what's happening. And Kata says, I would love to join on Saturday and also on Tuesday. That might be complicated though. Kata, take it easy, and I hope you can make it. But I know that you have lots of pressure in work and everything, so take it easy. And let's see. Sorry, ladies, my throat is still not 100% after being not so well. It was like quick. On Tuesday, I started to feel bad, and today my energy is seemingly back, but my throat still hurts. So I started to talk in a very weird voice and somewhat slower. I need to drink some more tea. And Jana says, Susie, this is a beautiful design. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. I must go back to work. Big hugs. Big hugs, Joanna. And Alicia is asking, Erika, where did you get that great big spool of FIRELINE? I think it was 1,500 yards. Indeed. Beadingschool bead shop, of course, but I think it's gone now. And then it says, Advent makes me double or even triple bead crazy. And I don't want to point fingers, but I think we have one of the beaders here who has one of the last spools, and wishing her lots and lots of fun with it. Sorry, ladies. So I'm back now to the middle of the circle to attach my 6mm rhinestone, and I am exiting a fire polished bead, and I'm just figuring this out now, so I might change it still, but let's see what's happening, how I am attaching it. So let's see how does it sit. We have a confession here. Dear Elena, enjoy it very much. And in the near future, there will be more big spools coming. So, exiting a fire polished bead, I pick up the rhinestone, and then I bead through a fire polished bead that is opposite of the one that I am exiting. So that's how I bead through the first hole of the swan. Then I bead through one more fire polished bead, and I bead through the second hole of the swan rhinestone, and again I bead through the fire polished bead that is exactly opposite of the one that I was exiting before adding the swan. And one more now. And I will bead through the holes of the swan one more time. But now, when I am exiting this hole, if I see that the hole was attached to the fire polished bead that is to the right side from the hole, now I will go towards the left. And then one more bead. Actually, now I will bead through one more. I know it's a bit improvised, so I will make a drawing afterwards, not through the weekend. Sorry, ladies, I need to wait for the next week because I think I'm still a little bit sickish. But yeah, there is a way. So on one side, the hole will rest in between fire polished beads, and on the other side it's a little bit like off center, but the result, I think it looks fine. And what you can also do is that you can use a smaller swan, a smaller like a 4mm one, and also add some seed beads around the swan, so that would work too. Or as Corinne says, also an 8mm Rivoli would work totally. And Eve says, will the advent calendar have a chocolate category? Love European chocolate. Or if I think we can make some wishes come true. Don't worry, don't worry. So, ladies, I hope you liked beading today's motif. I'm curious, how will you bling up yours? How will you finish it? If you go to the last page of the PDF that Susie prepared for you, then she actually added some ideas, so you can see the drawing for the original earrings that she made. This is how it looks like. I think it's so fun to see the earrings as a drawing and then like a real photography on the side. But as you can see, you can also join several motifs to each other and create a bigger statement piece. So there are many, many, many different possibilities to waiting for you out there. And I'm really curious that how will you finish? What will you make of it? And actually, I have here a bunch of pictures that I really wanted to put on screen because you ladies keep amazing me with your creations, with your beautiful jewels. And when I say like, feel free to take the designs one step further, then you take the designs 5 steps further. And all of you can be so proud of what you have accomplished with your beads, and I see progress in your designing skills, not just beading, but designing skills, like with every jewel that you post. And these are 2 beautiful pairs of earrings that Susan put together. One of them, the Scarlet, where she turned the pendant into earrings, and another one from the Fire Spark from Veronka, where she attached filigrees on the back of it. So I think both of them are beautiful. And Susan, I hope you are very, very proud of yourself with these accomplishments. And then we have Mary. And actually, with this picture, we are celebrating Mary's skills to bead this beautiful earring, and also celebrating our Beading School Club member Anita Schachman Nitty's designing skills, because actually the tutorial is the work of Nitty, and it was her gift to our advent calendar beaders who well, every day, or not every day, but often we have like a little extra possible gift. So this was one of the possible gifts, and Mary turned it into this super sparkly jewel, and kudos to her, because I know that Nitty originally intended the motif as a pendant or a brooch, and Mary turned it into an earring. And I'm crazy for big earrings, big sparkly earrings. So Mary, you are my friend. You're my soulmate. And we have here Christine, and Christine turned the bracelet into a Christmas ball decoration. And like, how amazing that is. Like, what a good idea, and beautifully beaded. Like, I don't have words for you ladies, I'm just bubbling. You can be all so proud of yourself, and I would love to share like all your creations now, because each and every one has something special about it. And this is from Nancy, and from the V snowflake that we created together with Rowena last Tuesday. And Nancy made beautiful earrings, but she also made a beautiful pendant where she joined 4 snowflakes to each other, and then some extra, and even a pretty bale. So an amazing set. And then we have here Ginny, and Ginny was working with the fleur bracelet originally, and already kudos for making the full bracelet, because it is so much work. It's worth it. It's a design from me, and I have a finished bracelet here, and I have to say I'm proud of this design, and it's worth it to put all the time and energy into it. But for Ginny it was not enough. She even made a matching necklace, and then the earrings. The earrings are so creative. It's amazing. And then, last but not least, Angelica started to ask for tips about the basics of bead embroidery like a few weeks ago. It was just maybe a week ago, I think, when I recorded to her like how to even tie a knot on the back of a bead embroidered piece. And just a few days later, she's showing us this. And Angelica says, my very first bead embroidery, the German government minted a €5 collector's coin, insect realm, against the background of insect extinction. I thought the insects need a garden with lots of flowers, so my traveler is a garden. It is a bit unorderly, but I hope the insects like it. And this is such a beautiful garden that Angelica created. And I think that all the insects and the butterflies that I put there and the bees, they feel really, really, really good in this beautiful, colorful garden. And I would like to know, thank you for your time today. Thank you for all your beautiful creations. And tomorrow we are waiting for you with Chenge. And you will find the link in the Beading School Club and also through the Beading School Academy virtual classroom as usual. And I am really looking forward to spend a wonderful festive evening together with you to get into the holiday mood. Take care, ladies, and have a beautiful weekend. And wishing you lots of creative ideas. Bye bye.